Welcome back to the Ed Show. Thanks for watching tonight. Now, a few weeks ago when we started, well, actually over a month ago when we started talking about Wall Street speculators, I got some email from people saying, boy, I'm really glad you're doing this story because this is what it's all about. It is. This is it. Speculators are helping drive up the price you pay for gasoline at the pump. But they're not the ones facing any consequences. In fact, this is basically who I blamed for the high gas prices when we started doing this story and how they should limit oil speculation. Gosh, I didn't like it when it was $4 a gallon. That really slowed the economy down. Don't you think that's what those rich boys on Wall Street want? Because who's going to get the blame? President Obama will pay the price for that in 2012. And wouldn't you know it, Republicans want to make President Obama pay the price right now. Politico reported that the GOP leadership in Congress plans on hammering the president over gas prices, blaming his energy policy for high costs. House Speaker John Boehner added fuel to the fire today, posting an article on Twitter about consumer anxiety over gasoline prices. High gas prices may hurt the president, but they also help the very people who pay for Republicans to stay in power. This is how much money oil and gas companies gave to members of Congress in the 2010 election cycle. Republicans got 3 times as much money from big energy than Democrats got. Maybe that explains why the Republicans voted unanimously, that would be everybody, last month to continue taxpayer subsidies for big oil. That's right, Republicans voted to make sure that $53 billion in taxpayer funds keep going to oil companies that have reported record profits again for the latest quarter. Joining me now is Tyson Slocum, Director of Public Citizens Energy Program, and Laura Flanders, host of Grit TV on Free Speech TV, and the editor of the book At the Tea Party. Tyson, good to have you with us tonight. We'll start with you. While these prices go up, gas companies are going to be reporting record profits this quarter. Why are taxpayers still subsidizing these companies? What's happening?
Yeah, that's an insane policy. In his first budget back in February 2009, Obama slated about $4 billion a year in tax breaks that are currently going to oil companies for repeal, and it hasn't been acted on. These tax breaks have been there, some of them for a long time when oil prices were low, and some of them are fairly recent. During the Bush administration, there were a number of new ones. In addition to the tax breaks, and Obama's only identified about half of the existing tax breaks that go to big oil, but we also have royalty relief. 1/3 of the oil produced in the United States comes from land owned by the American people, and increasingly a lot of oil companies aren't paying a dime to taxpayers for the privilege of extracting valuable oil from our land. That's another huge subsidy. So we're looking at $8 to $10 billion a year in subsidies. Big oil doesn't need it, but the folks that do are working families out there that really are struggling with high gas prices. And we've got to start providing more money to invest in the kinds of technologies that are going to power our future. Renewable energy.
Well, you're not going to be doing that by this weekend. You're not going to be doing that before Memorial Weekend. I mean, the American middle class is getting hit right now. The Obama administration can do something about it with the CFTC and putting in position limits. And the fact of the matter is, right now, politically, we're seeing the Republicans going out, and they're going to beat the living tar out of the president politically on the campaign trail, blaming him. And it's always a campaign trail. I mean, it started weeks ago. They're going to be blaming him. What should the White House do? What's the strategy?
Well, I think he started well last week talking about having an investigation into illegal speculation. But as you've pointed out, and Public Citizen have pointed out, it's not the illegal speculation that is the problem here. You've got a situation where, I mean, the American relationship with these big oil companies is like the marriage from hell. We keep getting beaten up environmentally, politically. You talk about the campaign control. And, well, let's talk about paying at the pump. $4 gas is just the beginning. We keep getting beaten up. We keep shelling out. We shell out for the gas. We shell out for the troops. We shell out for taxes and subsidies. And I think the president's got to start speaking bigger, start speaking in moral terms about
You know, the last time, Laura, we had $4 a gallon gas. Hey, we're going to have electric cars, and they're really going to be building electric cars, and this is going to solve everything. Where's the electric car story right now?
Well, not just that, but last time we had $4 gas, we were told if you just drill more, the price will go down. It doesn't happen. It's not true.
Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut said this about investigating high prices. Here it is.
You want the Justice Department.
The Justice Department should take the lead
seize this moment and send a message, a very strong deterrent message, that this country will not tolerate the kind of illegal speculation and trading and hedge fund activity that may be driving prices up.
Tyson, what about that? I mean, I don't think there's anything illegal here. It's just not being regulated.
Right. I mean, there definitely have been instances in energy markets where there has been illegal fraud and manipulation. Think Enron or Amaranth or even BP back in 2007 when they paid a $303 million fine. But the real issue here is the legalized form of excessive speculation. I mean, we deregulated these markets back in 2000, and what we need to do is we need to re-regulate it. The Dodd-Frank Financial Reform Bill does that, but the agency that is supposed to be implementing this, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, has been under a lot of pressure from Wall Street lobbying, and they've punted on enforcing these rules. The president ought to come out and firmly say we need to enact firm position limits that limit the ability of a single firm like a Goldman Sachs to control the market.
And I think he also needs to do more. I mean, the Progressive Caucus has a proposal. Bernie Sanders, your favorite senator, had a proposal last year, end subsidies to the oil companies. He was blocked by not just Republicans, but also Democrats. The president could take a second look at that Progressive Caucus proposal. It proposes not only ending subsidies, corporate welfare, why are we cutting kids' programs for milk and juice and letting these oil companies who are making trillion-dollar profits over the last 10 years run free and get more of our money.
What good is the Frank Dodd bill if they're not going to do anything about it?
Well, that's the thing. You also have to do the implementation. But again, we can do more. We can tax these companies, let alone end their tax breaks. And I think we also could do more about making them pay for the damage on the Gulf Coast. I mean, they broke it. I think we need to talk about breaking them.
BP is doing the suing in this case. I mean, they're going after the oil rig owner on that as if they're some kind of a victim here. All right, but I want to know, in your opinion, Laura, what is $4.50, $5 a gallon gas going to do to our economy?
Well, it's evidence that our economy is in absolutely dire straits and that the biggest companies are going to be picking over the carcass. We cannot survive with that kind of level of prices, and we can't just lower taxes. We've got the lowest taxes on gasoline in the world.
Where are the Democrats on this? Why aren't the Democrats? Why isn't the Gang of Six screaming about this? How come we can't get a Gang of Six on gas prices and tell these jokers to wake up, huh? Tyson, I mean, where is the Congress on this on the left?
It's really frustrating because when you've got a very profitable industry like the oil industry that is getting so many billions of dollars every year in tax breaks and royalty relief, it simply makes no sense to continue to give them a pass. Everyone else is being asked to sacrifice. This isn't about punishing the oil companies. It's saying, look, you don't need these billions of dollars in tax breaks, but the American people do. We need to start funneling that money into sustainable energy investments and helping working families get through this tough economic period.
Laura Flanders, Tyson Slocum, great to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Ed.
Only 6%? Only 6% of Americans really care about the royal wedding? Well, we'll tell you why it's okay to be in the other 94%. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker has lied so much since he took office, we're starting to lose track of just how many, but we'll put that list together tonight. The latest is an absolute dandy. That puts him in the takedown tonight. Stay with us.